Good morning, 8th grade. This is, for some of you, the first of my getting to watch my lovely videos that I make when we do LMS. I will usually only do one a week. So this is the video that I'm making for Monday and Tuesday before Thanksgiving. First of all, I have decided that I'm going to go into Thanksgiving thinking of things that I can be thankful for. And I'd love to have you post on LMS somewhere on the discussion board or the wall at the beginning or whatever, some things you can be thankful for. Definitely plenty I could gripe and complain about. I'm not going to. I'm going to be thankful. So the first thing I'm thankful for is my father-in-law was able to get one deer, and he never uses the meat, so that means we get it. And then my husband was able to get a deer, so now we have 2 deers worth of meat in my freezer. That makes me very happy. It makes my children extremely happy. My plan all along was that you would do 2 simple solutions today, 2 simple solutions tomorrow. 1 or 2 in class on Monday or Tuesday, and then 1 for homework. Get 4 simple solutions lessons in 2 days. And then do an open book simple solutions quiz on Tuesday. So you're still going to do 2 simple solutions lessons today, check them. 2 simple solutions lessons tomorrow, check them. Here's the thing you got to understand. Number 1, we're on the honor system. When it comes to LMS, there's just a whole lot of me trusting you that's built into all this. So I am trusting that you are doing your simple solutions lessons before you check them. That's the best way to learn, is by do the work, make the mistakes, and then learn from the mistakes. Number 2, a history class is about 45 minutes. Then you have about 10-15 minutes of homework for me, depending on whether or not you did your simple solutions over the weekend or whether you have to do it every night, depending on whether you actually study, how long it takes you to study for quizzes, that kind of stuff. So, you should spend about an hour on history a day. Obviously, things are probably not going to take the full hour, but I would guess you would spend 30 minutes to an hour on simple solutions a day. This is not supposed to be your chance to get off with doing almost nothing all day. So kind of keep that in mind. The workload I give you should be around 30 minutes to an hour's worth of work. So for Monday, all you're going to do that you have to do for Monday is the 2 simple solutions lessons and some reading. Tuesday, you'll do 2 simple solutions. You'll turn in a geography project if you haven't already turned it in. If you've already turned it in, you don't have to worry about it. If you haven't already turned it in, you have to turn it in tomorrow. Remember, you're turning it in by taking a really, really, really good picture. Think lighting, think angle, think making sure I can read your handwriting when it's in a picture. And then attaching it to LMS. If you got it turned in before you left on Friday, great. Don't have to worry about it. I'd already assigned you quiz 20 on Friday. Quiz 20, I'm still going to have you take, I assigned it to you last week, sorry. And I assigned it saying you would have it on Tuesday. So I still want you to take quiz 20 on Tuesday. Once again, here we go with the honor system. I am trusting you to take quiz 20 on Tuesday without looking. Quiz 20 is the one where you have to be able to tell me that the capital of Wisconsin is Madison, the capital of Alabama is Montgomery, capital of Tennessee is Michigan, I don't know if I just said that wrong or not. So we'll start up. Capital of Wisconsin is Madison, Alabama, Montgomery, Tennessee, Nashville, Michigan, Lansing, Indiana, Indianapolis. Then you have to be able to locate on a map Augusta, so basically you have to find Maine, Frankfort, you have to find Kentucky, Jackson, Mississippi, Springfield, Illinois, and Columbus, Ohio. So I will make the quiz study guide on LMS. You'll just click on it. It'll all be short answer. So you'll just write out the... I'll have to do it like the simple solutions, where I'll take a picture, where I will scan it, and you'll have to click on the actual quiz, and then you will put the answers in a short answer LMS quiz. That's the way we'll do that. All right. So that's everything that's due tomorrow. Let's talk about today. Like I said, you're going to do the 2 simple solutions today. We have been reading chapter 11. Chapter 11 is the Second Great Awakening. So we talked about some of the leaders of the Second Great Awakening: Peter Cartwright, your circuit riding preacher, Francis Asbury, that John Wesley sent to America from England. He was one of the circuit riding preachers. Talked about Cane Ridge here in Kentucky. Talked about Charles Finney. Then we talked about how because of the Great Awakening, people had a spirit of missionary work, starting with missionary work at home. So 12.2, we started talking about the Temperance Crusade, kind of threw in there a little bit about women and women wanting to have the right to vote. Talked about Sojourner Truth. I can speak. Then we started talking about Christian compassion with starting of the American School and Sunday School Union, the American Bible Society. Talked about Dorothea L. Dix wanting to improve the treatment of the mentally ill. Phoebe Palmer starting the first settlement houses. Then we read about evangelizing the Indians, missionaries to the Indians. Then I think that's where we ended, and so that's where you're going to start reading. It's evangelizing Black Americans, where you read about John Chavis and Caesar McLemore and John Jasper, all the way through. And Richard Allen, who started the African Methodist Episcopal Church. What a mouthful. So today you'll finish reading 11.2. Sometime kind of between today and Tuesday, you're going to finish reading chapter 11. It's up to you kind of how you divide it up. 11.3 is a mission to distant lands. Actually, it's probably a good thing we're not doing this in class because we always end up laughing our heads off reading this part, because you have the names of Hawaiian leaders, and their names are very difficult to pronounce, so just do the best you can as you're reading those. You know, as you're reading them, so you're going to be reading to yourself. It's no problem to be like, yeah, that L guy and that K chick, in case those names are weird. But keep in mind, Hawaii did not become a state until the 1950s. So at this point, Hawaii would be considered going to a distant land for missionary work. And then 11.4, 11.3 talks about Adoniram Judson. He's in like every year you've had, so this is the fourth time you've heard about him, if you've been here all 4 years. Lot Carey, Colin Teague, Japan opening to trade and missions. Then 11.4 kind of wraps up the impact of the Second Great Awakening. And 11.4 talks about, okay, I thought there was an essay on this one, but there isn't. And then 11.4 kind of wraps up talking about the Second Great Awakening. And it talks about some of the false religions of that time, Unitarianism and Transcendentalism, and some of the philosophies of the time. So that's your week this week. Today, Monday, do 2 simple solutions. Tuesday, 2 simple solutions. Divide it up however you want to, but between Monday and Tuesday, finish reading chapter 11 on the Second Great Awakening. Tuesday, take an open book simple solutions quiz and take quiz 20 closed book. So you need to be studying today for tomorrow. I think that's it. So have a great Thanksgiving. My next video won't be until next week after Thanksgiving. So have a great Thanksgiving. I will be enjoying my pecan pie and apple pie. We don't do pumpkin pie at my house. We like apple and pecan better. So hope you have a great Thanksgiving, whatever it may look like in the middle of all this craziness. See you next week.